Your brand's job is to build trust at scale. And then the offer's job is simply convert that trust into a paying client by removing an expensive problem. And a lot of people have this interesting, this philosophy is basically in tandem growth. Like they complement each other. And a lot of people, what they do is that their offer destroys all of the trust that they accumulate. And how does this happen? This is what a lot of people do, and this is what I see all the time, is they have this brand, they built up this brand, and then all of a sudden the offer is this like aggressive sales tactic. Maybe the offer is just something that they copied from someone else, and they have a brand offer misalignment or mismatch, and so either no one wants their offer, or they just copied it and they don't understand the fundamental things of why this offer exists and who it's targeting. Because your offer could be positioned for cold traffic or warm traffic. And if you copy a warm traffic offer and you're trying to sell it to people who don't even know you, and then your brand is doing the work of something else, like none of this makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's like the whole point is that we need to build trust at scale, and then we convert that trust into paying clients by pointing our skill that we have to solve an expensive problem that this person has. We don't want to point it at an inexpensive problem. We want to point it at an expensive problem that we actually have the means to solve for someone. This is one of the biggest problems. One of the biggest problems is that a lot of people are just copying other people and they think it's going to work for them. But you don't understand why the fence was built in the first place. You don't remove a fence until you understand why it was built. Okay? And you don't copy someone until you understand fundamentally why they have this thing specifically positioned in its way in the first place. Because the characteristics and the other attributes and the things that make it work for them are likely going to be different than what you already have in terms of, like, you could have a bigger audience. You could have all of this stuff, but if you don't have the right trust or the right, attention or the right qualified audience or the right positioning, like none of that is going to matter, even if you copy it from someone. And so there are just so many different attributes and characteristics that we want to identify so that we can make all of this work, so we can build the trust at scale and then convert that trust into paying clients by pointing our skill at someone at a problem that is expensive. Okay, I'd rather have a percentage of 100K problem than a percentage of $100 problem. And so your skill can solve both of those problems. It just depends on what you're pointing at. It's interesting. I started this video in that way specifically because I think that a lot of people are doing it a little bit differently. They're selling too hard on the front end. It's like obviously you want to sell. Obviously you want things to sell and you want to solve problems. And there are givers, takers, and then there are tit for tatters. Okay, and so the givers just give. And so there is this weird concept of givers. It's like givers with a structured offer and distribution mechanism and actual pipeline and funnel make the most money. But givers who don't have any of that stuff don't make anything at all. And then you have takers who are fundamentally like just in the middle. They only care about what they can get out of a situation or get from people. And this happens all the time with content and people selling online. It's like so many people are just so caught up with taking. It's like, what can I get out of this? Like, I only really care about myself. Like, I want to get to 100K followers so I can sell someone something and then ultimately selfishly live my dream life and make all the money and get all the finances. Right? It's like that idea is selfish. Right? It's like you are only at it for yourself. You don't care about the transformation of other people's lives. It's like when you come at the angle of online business of like actually wanting to help people transform their life for the better while also making money and like building trust, that is the best way possible. Because yes, if you're gonna give, you need to actually be somewhat selfish to actually make money, because people are gonna otherwise just take advantage of you. Okay, and so like this is the problem with like only give value, and then you like don't care about how you make money. And so like you can give value and transform other people's lives, but if you're not building an offer or a path in which, or like engineering buyer movement so that people can come and pay you to go deeper into that problem that you're pointing your skill at, the expensive one, then you're never going to make any money. You're just going to give and people are going to say thank you for that. But if you engineer the buyer path and engineer the buyer movement so that your offer converts at the trust at scale, that's going to be that's where the givers who are strategic end up winning. Okay, and then there are the takers who are, this is what I see all the time right now, is like the scale bro mentality, the guru, like all they care about is taking. All they care about is they're in the game for themselves. And like fundamentally, I think this is a inconsistent and just inconsiderate way to approach it. It's like you don't care about transforming lives. It's like when you approach online business in a way where you're like, okay, instead of me saying, how can I make all my money and just live my dream life? It's like, how can I transform as many lives as humanly possible and still get paid for it? You're leading with the actual transformation. The money is simply a byproduct of helping other people because they can see that you help other people and get them the outcome, get them the transformation. And then because you can do that with a specific skill, solving an expensive problem, money is just the symptom or the byproduct of you doing that at scale. Okay? And so you're leading with actual helping people and building trust and the value, right? And then the money is just the symptom or the byproduct. And that's what takers never get. They never get that point. They never lead with the actual problem that they're solving. They never lead with the transformation. Maybe they're thinking about it as a way to sell selfishly, right? It's like they're thinking about, like, how can I position this as a transformation in order for me to get more money, okay? And so it's like, it's almost like a bluff charge. It's like a false flag. They'll throw it out there to make it seem like they're genuine, but they're actually not. They just only care about making money and living their own dream life and don't care about the transformations of other people. But they lead with that because it seems right, because they see the givers, the true givers who are strategic in the engineering of their selfishness. The tit for tatters, these are the people who just... It's like, if I get something, if I give you one, I need one in return. Or if I do this, I need that equally valuable or expensive or whatever thing in return as the transaction. They're purely transactional in that aspect. And so in terms of building a personal brand and actually getting strategic with the brand building and building trust at scale, and then how do we actually engineer the buyer movement so that we can convert that trust and make money and help other people. You lead with the genuine value. You lead with the insights. You show them the map. And then what you do is you convert that map into an actual execution roadmap that they can follow. Okay? And then you're step by step with them the whole way there. And so this idea and this sort of ideology, like I came at business when I first got started, when I first hit my like 10K a month, I was in this taker mindset. I wanted to only make money for myself. I was selfish. I wanted my dream life. That's it. I'll do anything for it, right? It's like, I don't really care about, well, I did care about the results that my clients got and stuff, but like I wasn't leading with that. That wasn't like the core thing. I didn't think about how I wanted to genuinely help people, and then just money was the byproduct of helping more people at scale and getting better at the thing and increasing your price. And a lot of people copy the visible brand, the visible winners. They copy the fitness person, the business coach. They copy those people, but they never understand why those things work for them in the first place. They don't understand why their offer works, right? So they'll copy this warm traffic offer from someone with 500K followers, and then they only have like 10K, and they're like wondering why this thing isn't converting, because it's like you're simply copying someone else's strategy when you don't have the foundational assets and the trust that bank trusts within the content, so it never converts. And so you need to formulate a cold traffic offer for people who don't know you yet. Likely, if you're at 5 to 10K followers, the people who are landing on your page don't actually know you, right? It's like, and if you're a big brand, it's like that's when a warm traffic offer is going to convert. It's like you just have this big audience of people who actually know, like, and trust you enough to buy something that's less specific. And then when you don't have that, when you don't have that trust, you don't have that distribution, you need to be more specific with what you're selling. And so you are a giver in that category. You're not a taker. You're not a selfish person. You're not a tit for tatter. And so this is a mental frame and shift that I think everybody really needs to go through, and it really just identifying, like, why do I believe these specific things to be true? Are they serving me? And what are the incentives installed by other people who got me to believe these things? Okay? And so it's really about questioning, like, why do I think these things are true? Feel free to leave a comment and let me know, like, what ideas we want to investigate even further, because I'm so interested in, psychology, academic principles, behavioral economics, game theory, and how all of this academically, complex stuff can be translated into business advantage so that we can get insights, think at a meta level, and see the playing field for what it is, so we can make the proper decisions so that we can grow our businesses and our brand. And yeah, so let me know, drop a comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. I don't really care. Peace out, guys. See you in the next one.